how's it going? So today I am just spending a little bit of time in my vegetable garden this morning. Just doing some cleanup, seeing what's happening. I need to tie some of my plants that need support, and I've been kind of neglecting it for some time. So today is the date I'm going to be tackling it, and I just wanted to show you how the garden was doing. I also have some beautiful radish ready for harvest, and I've kind of pulled them out of the soil, and they look so beautiful. Love fresh harvest that comes from your garden, and it's just nothing like it. I also want to take some leaves of the Swiss chard. I can remove some of the outer leaves and put them in a salad or saute them, so I'm going to harvest some of that. And I also have my cucumber plants that are really growing and doing awesome. Lots of little baby cucumbers on it. So I just tied them to this little trellis that I have, and I'm not sure if this trellis is going to be enough because they have really grown a lot. And I have my pea plants that I tied to this little bamboo trellis that I've made. And I have lots and lots of kale and Swiss chard at the base that's growing. I also have my bush beans that are starting to grow in here. And what I'm using to tie my plants is this flexible kind of Velcro tie that I got on Amazon. I'll post a link to this product in the description below. I find this really good. You don't have to tie, and you can kind of tie it as loosely as you want, because you don't really want to strangle the plant. You want to make sure there's enough give for the branch to move. So that's what I've been doing. And I tied up this tomato plant here because the tomatoes are growing a lot and they need support right now. And I've kind of probably squished some of it, which I need to fix here, but regardless, lots of tomatoes to come. This one is just falling over, so I have these little stakes here which I can support these plants on, and I have to remove the suckers on the tomato plants as well. So suckers on tomato plants are this growth that grows at a 45-degree angle between the two, the main branch and the side shoot. There's a little sucker that grows on a tomato plant. I don't know if you can see that. So it's better to remove these because they don't produce any tomatoes, and these will kind of take up energy from the plant. So if you remove them, then the energy is more directed towards producing more fruit and foliage that is going to produce more fruit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of tying up everything, and then I'm going to give it a good watering, and things are really filling in and looking good. I have a little bell pepper that's growing here as well, which is a nice surprise. I love coming out in the garden and finding treasures to take inside and cook with. So it's really fun. I have a lot of chili peppers that are also quite ripe and ready to be harvested. Lots more coming. So the more you harvest, the more the plant then produces energy to produce new ones. So it's good to come out and check and constantly harvest your plants. So that's what I'm doing this morning. Let me clean up and support my tomatoes, and I'll show you what this looks like when I'm all done. It's looking really nice and lush and full in here, and I need to take some plants indoors, some harvest indoors, and kind of tie up the plants. So just thought I'd bring you along and show you what I was doing here. And then I'll give you a tour of everything once I have cleaned this up a little bit and tied up my tomatoes and all of that. So here it is. I wanted to show you that I'm done cleaning up my little vegetable garden here. I mean, it was more or less just making sure that everything has a support. It's tied to something so it can grow, and I've tied the cucumbers to this long support that I have here, and lots of little baby cucumbers to come, so I'm really excited. I tied the peas to the trellis as well, and then I have my tomatoes. I have lots and lots of potential tomatoes to come, and I'm excited. But it's nice to kind of lift them off the ground and remove any leaves that are touching the base. Just keeps the plant in a little bit of a healthier condition, because it's not really touching the soil, and I just like to clean up the base of the plant. So a lot of these tomatoes have started to branch really in all directions. I should have come in and done this a little bit sooner to control how I wanted this to branch. But I think, you know, honestly, like if you did nothing to it, it's still going to give you tomatoes. So it's okay to not be too hard on yourself if you haven't done it the right way, or it's not doing what it's supposed to do. It still has a lot of flower buds, and it has tomatoes. Like a lot of them are growing their tomatoes, so it'll still grow tomatoes. It's just going to be it's a little bit harder to manage because it gets all mangled and all of that. And I've kind of tried to remove some of the suckers. I mean, it's not all removed, but whatever I could find, whatever I could see, I have cleaned it up and I've supported it. So that's okay, it's going to do. And this one here is still quite a bit smaller. This one was a little baby seed that I put in here. I wasn't sure if it was gonna grow, but I'm so excited to see that it has really grown quite a bit, and it has flowers as well. So it's going to give me some tomatoes, and it's very, very exciting to see that. And also my container garden is doing amazingly well. I'm really, really excited because I wasn't sure where I was going to put these tomatoes, because I'm in the process of redesigning the site and I want to create some permanent raised beds here. But for now, I wanted to keep them in containers so I can move them around if needed, and they have done amazingly well. I have lots of tomato plants that are showing me lots of flowers and lots of baby tomatoes, so lots to come, and different varieties that I'm trying. And I have flowers on my eggplant as well, and it's doing really well. And I put a bunch of marigold seeds in this bowl in the middle because I wanted to add some flowers in this section, and they're all growing, and I'm hoping I can get some blooms soon. So excited to see what this is going to look like covered in marigolds. And lots and lots of plants. I mean, the beans, I also have a cucumber here that is growing. I tied this up as well to this trellis here, and the beans have started to crawl and kind of mingle and grow over here, so which is very, very exciting to see. And it's really rewarding to kind of see the vegetables do so well in a container. Yeah, I mean, I supported everything, I've tied everything up, and I'm excited to see everything grow. I also gave it a little bit of a fertilizer. I just used a Miracle Grow generic vegetable fertilizer, nothing fancy, just so that especially in the pots, because they deplete on nutrition really quickly, so it's important to give them a little bit of something to help with the growth and making sure there's nothing deficient. Yeah, and everything is looking really good. I feel so much better tying everything, cleaning this up, and you know, just looking through all my plants and harvesting some things that were ready. My radishes and peppers were ready for a harvest, and I'm really, really excited to see what the garden is doing, and everything is like filling in and looking beautiful. So a small chore I was doing today, and I wanted to bring you along and show you what my vegetable garden is looking like. It's not huge, but it's enough, and I love coming out here and tending to these things and just watching them grow. They're going to take off in this next month in July, and it's going to look beautiful, and I'm excited to eat all the tomatoes and cucumbers that it's going to produce, and also excited to see what these nasturtiums do, and when they bloom, what they're going to look like. So very excited. And yeah, I also have some purple basil in here that I'm growing, so I'm excited to see that grow as well. So with that, I wanted to thank you guys so much for coming along and watching this video. Do give me a thumbs up, and if you've liked this video, and I will catch you in my next video. I hope everyone has a beautiful gardening day wherever you're joining me from. Thank you so much for watching this video.